Good morning. Happy Tuesday. So today the moon moves into Cancer in just a few minutes. It's at like 8:50 a.m. Mountain Time. We also have Mercury in a trine to Uranus, but it's also building up to an opposition to Neptune and a trine to Pluto. Now, all three of those outer planets are retrograde right now. So they are kind of bringing up the past. They are making you look within. They're helping you find yourself. They're showing you some truths here. So that the trine to Uranus kind of brings like aha moments. The opposition to Neptune can reveal secrets, can reveal truths, can show people's true colors. It can confirm your intuition. And that trine that's building to Pluto can show you what foundations you've built that need to be broken down, what kind of destruction you need to have in your life, because we all need destruction sometimes. Sometimes you got to get rid of stuff in order to bring in that new space. And the moon being in Cancer is adding not only emotion to the situation, but also compassion, empathy, understanding, healing type of energy. I'll keep in mind that Mars is in fact also in Cancer, so there's some potential for some feistiness there, but really I think our best move today is to stay in our heads and kind of work through things on our own as we go through the day. The moon is going to make a trine to Venus, so there could be some deep conversations that happen, some emotional conversations. There really is this energy of like digging to the bottom of a problem and figuring out what it is and deciding if you're going to fix it or if you're going to end it. The moon also makes a last quarter moon. So this is when the moon and sun are in a square to each other. This began in June of 2022. So end of June 2022, there may have been some type of new beginning that you saw happen. By March of the following year, of last year, you may have seen some type of like adjustment that needed to be made on that situation. And then January of this year was like a full reveal, okay? This is where things became very clear. It showed you what you needed to let go of, and it was really could have even been quite emotional, quite honestly. But today we're closing out that cycle today. We're maybe having the last conversations. Maybe we're figuring out what really needs to be done with that situation. Do we need to let it go completely, or do we need to actually dig in and do the work involved with that situation? Just as an example, excuse me, for me, that new moon was conjunct my natal moon in my 7th house. I had a lot of family stuff started happening during that time. There was a situationship that began around that time. And these are when these adjustments were made too, in March and in, February, March, and then in January and February of this year. So there's really a lot of, it depends on your natal chart if it was directly hitting you or not, whether or not you actually saw something major happening. I also had a lot going on with work because all those things tie in together in my natal chart. So really think back to June of 2022, see that did something new begin then? Was it something emotional, something family related? And what kind of adjustments have you made along the way? What was revealed this past January, late January, early February, to show you what you needed to do with the situation? But really kind of think through that today. One of the things that is standing out to me is that Mercury making all of those aspects over these next couple days to these retrograde outer planets. This is, it's outer planets are generational. They affect society as a whole. So this could be something that really shows up just in your life in general, as everything is involved, right? Rather than just like maybe a one-on-one conversation or something like that. This could very well lead towards full-blown changes in your life. So just keep that in mind as you go throughout this day. I do feel like there is a lot of healing energy in this, even though it may be difficult. There's some kind of hope involved in it as well. And that is the cards that we got. The energy of the day is the Star card. So there is this energy of being able to heal these things, being able to see the other side of it, and finally like breaking out of whatever this cycle is that's been holding you back and really being able to actually do something with what you're finding out, what you're learning right now. What we're focusing on is the Eight of Swords. So this is that mental prison card, right? But sometimes it is good to get in your head. You have to work through your own thoughts. Nobody else is in your head. If you've got something in your mind that you really need to get out, then open up your mouth and say so. Don't expect other people to be your emotional, don't expect them to put in all this energy to drag your emotions out of you. If you really need to get off your chest, say so. But definitely make sure that you're actually paying attention to the thoughts that are floating around in your head. Pay attention to what comes up, the intuition that comes up, the things that you try to ignore most of the time. You've got to work through those things. You can't just keep throwing them in a box and pretending like they're not there. You've got to actually deal with them in order to move forward. What we are avoiding is the Lover. So this is really giving me the idea that we should not be leaning on other people's opinions of what we should be doing, because other people are also going through it, and they are going to project their ideas, their opinions, what they would do, but what they would do might not be what's best for you, okay? Bottom of the deck, we do have this Four of Cups. So there is kind of this distraction energy. So I actually got this card yesterday, and my body basically forced me to sit down and just chill all day. Despite the fact that my to-do list for this week is a mile long, my body said, nope, you're not going to do it. You need to just sit down and relax and not worry about things today. So I did. Sat on the couch, I crocheted, I watched TV, I took naps, and I feel 1,000 times better today. Sometimes you have to take that rest. Sometimes you have to distract yourself from the world around you in order to heal, in order to feel better. So there's absolutely nothing wrong. I know that we're kind of in this like death rattle of hustle culture with Pluto being retrograde in Capricorn for the last time, and a lot of people are fighting it. You don't have to. It is perfectly acceptable to rest. It's perfectly acceptable to work through your thoughts alone, journal, do whatever you got to do to understand them. Feel the emotions, name the emotions, ask yourself where they come from, but definitely take the time today to take care of yourself and listen to the intuition, pay attention to the aha moments, pay attention to the truths that are coming out. Don't try to ignore them, okay? Let's pull some clarifiers here for the Star. We've got Three of Pentacles. Ooh. And, we got a couple more. Three of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So the Star actually comes right after the Moon card. So it is actually like starting to reveal the things that are in the dark, right? And it's starting to show you where your intuition may have been right. It's starting to show you where the healing needs to be done, where you have healed, right? So this is Three of Pentacles is oftentimes about like your networking, your actual work, what you do every day, your coworkers, right? And then we have the Page of Swords, which is very curious energy. It's also very gossipy. It can sometimes be seen as like people watching your every move. So there's definitely something here that has to do with like coworkers or just the work that you do every day, and how you got maybe people spying or talking about you. This could also just be people trying to learn about you as well. But listen to your intuition when it comes to these things. People that you work with, if you're networking, maybe you're an entrepreneur, you don't have coworkers, but you network with people, you may see something to come up about that as well. With the Wheel of Fortune, whatever it is that is being revealed, it's showing you where you need to let go and move forward from that situation. Because the Wheel of Fortune it's completing a cycle and moving forward. It's kind of up there with the World card, where we are finishing something out in order to be able to bring something new in, okay? Actually, Nine of Swords on the bottom. So there is still this like not great energy about it. Like it's still, even though it's healing, it's hurtful. So just kind of keep that in mind. This is not, it's not terrible energy, but it's not great energy either. clarifiers for our Eight of Swords here. We have the Hermit, which is the major arcana version of Eight of Swords. And the Ace of Wands. Oh, this is beautiful. With the Tower on the bottom again. So whatever it is that's coming out is kind of going to shake things up, and it's going to be ugly. But it's showing you something here. So we do have the Hermit here telling us to look within, make sure that we're really working on ourselves in this. We're doing that inner transformation. We're understanding ourselves better so that we can find this new inspiration to move forward as ourselves. Again, North Node is in Aries. It is pushing us towards being our individual selves outside of our relationships with others, outside of any kind of codependency or people pleasing. This is really showing us where we need to do some self-searching to get past whatever it is that's been holding us back for so long. Okay, why are we avoiding the Lovers? Ten of Wands. And, oh, we got two more. Give me 1 second. All right, so we are avoiding the Lovers card. We're avoiding trying to get information from others or trying to get help from others. Ten of Wands it's like things are heavy, right? It's hard to carry, and we all want help. We all want love. We all want compassion and understanding when we have like something heavy that we're carrying. However, this is kind of given the feeling of somebody trying to come in and play, oh, here, let me save the day. I'm going to make you feel better. I'm going to make everything better. But in reality, they're just bringing you to this more nightmare, depression type of energy. And then with the Two of Pentacles on the bottom, it's like you're trying to find a balance. You're trying to figure out how to juggle everything. And we want to avoid allowing other people to come in and take advantage of like a vulnerable situation. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't think everyone is intentionally trying to take advantage of a vulnerable situation. However, sometimes they're coming in seemingly helpful and they really do intend to be helpful, but they just add to the weight, right? Because they're not there all the way. So definitely don't try to lean on other people right now, because other people may also be trying to lean on you because of their vulnerabilities, because they also have everything heavy and they're trying to avoid dealing with their stuff by taking care of someone else. But it all just leads right back to this same space of depression and anxiety and nightmares. And it's the same cycle repeating if we're not finding who we truly are in all of the more difficult energies.